Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is yet another installment of the Married Man's Side Heffa Saga. So, I'm gonna try not to be before you very long, but I couldn't hold this in no more. I've been holding this in since Wednesday, y'all, and I really was trying to wait until the end of my work week to say something about it to see if something else was gonna, come out to kind of explain this situation, but it hasn't, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get there. So anyway, y'all. Okay. So for those of y'all who've been keeping up, y'all know that the other married dude said that he was getting a divorce. And he actually has filed for divorce. He filed for divorce in February. And it should be finalized between now and June or July, right? So y'all excuse me. The raspiness is coming in because I should be sleeping within the next hour, hour and a half. My bad. So yeah. So Tuesday, I don't remember if I told y'all this or not, but when I had gotten off work, um some stuff had popped off and all of that or whatever, and so we had talked about that. I did tell y'all that, but I don't remember if I told y'all that we had like a hour and a half, hour and 45 minute like video chat conversation. And no, not from our numbers being exchanged or anything like that, because I mean, I can't give him my number, he can give me his, but I'm just making it plain that it wasn't because of that. Anyway, oh, excuse me. So we had talked, and like I had errands I was running, and I was about to make my last stop, and then I realized that he had called me. So I was like, oh, he might be calling me about what went off, what went down at work. And that's what it was initially. And then it turned into him saying all this stuff. So, anyway, y'all, after that long conversation where he really sat up there and tried to convince me that, he wants to do all of these things, he wants to be my man. And and I'm, as usual, I'm telling him, I hear you, but I'm not open to nothing. I'm good where I'm at. I don't see that happening. And I definitely don't want to go out on dates with you, and you've wasted your money thinking that you're going to get me in the end. And so, he was saying to me after I said those things to him, I'm not going to feel that way because we were friends first. And I'm like, yeah, okay, you're going to be in your feelings. But anyway, um, so yeah, we talking, and like he's saying all of this sweet stuff, all this really, really nice stuff. And that's cool and all, but like I said before, I already told him I'm single and not looking. I done said that so many times. I'm so serious. I have gotten to the point where anybody acts like they have the slightest bit of interest in me, and then it kind of starts going in that direction where they start saying little things. I make a point to say I'm single and not looking for anything. I bring absolutely nothing to the table. Because it's become a running theme in recent years for people to say, well, what do you bring to the table? I don't bring nothing to the table. When I was growing up, before I hit my 30s, wasn't nobody asking folks, well, what do you bring to the table? So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, people were, but it wasn't like what it is now. Like, it has been oversaturated, and it's like, most of y'all don't bring nothing but a raggedy trash bag because you're a homosexual to a table. That's what you bring. But you got the audacity to ask somebody else what they bring to the table. Oh, okay then, go off though. So anyway, so he did all of this, right? Did all of this, and I just, the whole time I'm just like, I hear you. Everything sounds good, but I hear you. And I mean, he really was like, well, I'm waiting on you. I've been wanting to, start walking with you again because it was cool when we was doing it before. Because, as I've already mentioned before, for those of y'all who watch all of, like, there are a handful of y'all that watch every single thing I put up. I don't know why, but y'all do, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all, I live for y'all. But y'all know that I am getting back into Alkaline, and it does amazing wonders for my body, and it's good for me anyway. For me, being somebody who was a food addict, when I tell y'all, when I really did this, I did this for like 6, almost 9 months straight. Oh my gosh. No pain, no nothing. Not a sniffle. Allergies didn't act up. Nothing was going on. I ain't have no issues. That is the trying to think of the terminology that I want to use. I can't think of that right now. But anyway, I didn't have pain. I felt like I did when I was in my preteens. And when I was in my preteens, and even slightly earlier than that, I was a tomboy. I was really out here jumping fences, climbing trees, jumping down to the ground from said trees and tops of gates and fences and all of that with knees, like Megan and some more people. Didn't feel nothing back then. And that's exactly what I was feeling then. Absolutely nothing. I could do everything I wanted to do. I could get on my knees and pick up something off the ground if I wanted to. I could squat and do all these little things that I wanted to do if I'm doing them for exercise purposes and all of that with no pain, no after effects, no, oh, it's going, you're going to feel it tomorrow. It was none of that. When I was exercising, I didn't feel none of that. Whenever I did anything, I didn't feel anything after the fact. And that's how amazing it works for me. At some point in time, as I've already told a couple of y'all before, I am going to be doing some before and after pictures. Some point in time, maybe before, well, it's probably going to be before the end of this month because I'm going to start back within the next week and a half. Start back Alkaline, so I'm going to put up pictures so y'all can see for real what it's giving because y'all be swearing I ain't fat, child. Free Willy over here, child. It is Free Willy over here. But anyway, what they say, Norbit, all the other stuff, all the Kevin Samuels people who have all the negative stuff to say about fat black women. That's me. I'm all of that. And then some, thanks. Hey, y'all. Hey. I'm not looking for nothing, so it don't even matter about y'all coming over here saying all that to me. So, yeah, y'all. So, I'm just like, okay, I hear you. And I really was listening to everything that he said. And I'm just like, I'm going to try to take it in. But at the same time, I'm still not going to jump on the bandwagon. I'm not finna get my hopes up about nothing. And that's been my stance for I don't know how long. That has been my stance because I'm still not open to anything. I do not see myself in a fulfilling relationship as I once did. Long time ago, you would have never been able to tell me that I will be sitting here right now single. I have to be single by choice because there's so much trash out here. The dating pool is literally trash. It is sewage filled. The caliber of men around here. Like I told you before, everybody and their mama around here married, got girlfriends, got side heifers, everybody. The dustiest of the dusty got them, all of them. I'm just like, all of y'all married and still try to roll up. I'm not desperate. I'm not desperate. I'm not hard up for nothing. I am good where I am at. I don't know if it's that, stereotype from way back in the day that people are still holding on to, where they feel like because somebody fat that they just gonna accept anything and they just gonna be here for whatever. They be like, oh, they gonna go ahead and be with me and deal with my foolishness. And I'm on some foolishness off rip, but she gonna stick beside me because she dumb like that. No, I'm tired. People don't understand that I'm in a state and in a place in my life where I do not tolerate anything. I have had people to do the smallest of things as of late and they get cut off. Like, I don't care. Oh, I didn't like the tone in which you said what you said in that text message. And it literally could have been taken in several different ways. Unless you figure out that you need to clarify that that's what it is, I ain't got nothing else to say to you. Like, it would be something along the lines of that. I'm talking about it can be the smallest of things. I'm not tolerating. Oh, okay, I ain't got time. Bye. Nope. You seem like you're going into the wrong direction. Bye. I ain't got time. Like, I'm so serious. So tell me why. As I was in the middle of saying before I started going off on a tangent, he was talking about, well, I'm waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? We used to walk and all this other stuff. Well, I'm waiting on you. And I was like, well, I wanted to walk, but, when everything first happened, when we first walked before, when we were exercising, because that was what I'm doing it for. Like I was saying, I'm becoming alkaline again. Hopefully I will stick with it for a longer period of time. Most of the rest of my life, hopefully. Because I understand that I'm a food addict. I understand full well. But I did so well the first time, y'all. And like I told y'all before, when my cousin passed away unexpectedly from a heart attack, that kind of like I really was about to ramp everything back up, and then that happened, and I was just like, well, that's not happening. That's not happening. Because like even today, y'all, at work today, I usually almost every day I drink like a half a gallon of spring water. We have spring water at work, so I ain't got to bring my own spring water to work. So I mean, I drink a lot of spring water at work, and then I drink some when I'm at home. But right now, I'm trying to salvage it until I am fully in that realm. If I'm not all the way alkaline, I'm not gonna use up all my spring water, and I got more I got to get anyway because I like loading up. I want to stockpile it. Why these people don't understand that the price they have it at is a great price. And don't want to try to capitalize off of those of us who want to live a better life, have a healthier lifestyle. So anyway, y'all, he was like, well, I'm waiting on you because, I'm just, trying to get in where I fit in. And I'm like, okay, because I've been wanting to get back out there, but the weather had been crazy because when we had first started walking, it was one of those times where it felt great when the sun was shining, but then the winds and stuff started picking up as the weeks and the months progressed. So it was like, yeah, it's a no-go, and then the snow and all of that. And it was just, the weather has been ridiculous the last couple of months. So when everything first started, like fall, end of fall, beginning of winter last year, we walked like a handful of times, no more than 4 or 5 times. And it was after work when he and I were both free. His son was in daycare, and he was not dealing with the wife. He was not sleeping with the wife no more. He had even cut off the side heifer that he had and all of that. Like, he legit would go home, and when he would reach out to me, he would just be talking to me the whole time. And if he wasn't talking to me, he would go home and go to sleep. Because usually he would come in and had pulled a 12-hour shift. So, he would just sleep most of the time. So, yeah, that's what was going on with that. And I see nothing wrong with walking with somebody, whether they are married or whatever, as long as you're not doing something inappropriate. I wasn't doing anything inappropriate, and he was not doing anything inappropriate to me. So there was no fornication happening. So I don't see the problem. So anyway, he was talking about, well, I'm just waiting on you, because I told him that I'm trying to rev all that up, even though I get a lot of good exercise at work, because woo child, today, and I'm dreading tomorrow, but today, my head hurt just thinking about it. I did the absolute most today, y'all. I should have checked myself. I should have checked my weight. I should have weighed in when I got home. I know I lost at least 5 pounds today at work. Within the 8 hours I know I lost at least 5 pounds. I am so serious. Every time I say that, I really do be lost at least 5. I did the most today. So anyway, yeah. He telling me he waiting on me and whatever. And he was like, well, it's just like it was last time. Whenever you want to go, if I'm available, I'm ready. Y'all, Wednesday. As I've already told y'all, my off days are Wednesdays and Thursdays. But if you really want to be technical about it, Wednesdays are my only full day off when I do get my days off. Because I'm at the top of the rotation list, sometimes they might try to draft me and try me. So, the fight to have my days off, dag nabbit. So, this Wednesday that just passed, like literally a couple of days ago, we were going to meet up, right? So he was like, okay. So I told him, I said, well, I'm going to check back in with you before you get off work to make sure that you still are good. And he was like, well, you ain't got to do that. I'm going to still be ready to go. I was like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. So y'all, like 2 hours before he got off work, I messaged him and asked him, was he still available or whatever. And I do things very intentionally. I named the place again and the time again. Are we basically saying when he get off work and on this particular day? And he was like, yes. And the time that he said yes was literally at the time he clocked out from work. So I was like, okay then. So because where it is not that far away, I was like, oh, I'm gonna hop in the shower and make sure I'm good. Because my plan for that day was to, if that were to be a possibility, we would go walking, and then I would go back home for a little while, and then I would go back and see if the place I'm gonna go to get my tires, at the time I thought I was gonna have to get two done, but I'm gonna get one, my tires, buy me some new tires, and then I was gonna come back home. That's pretty much what my day was gonna consist of, and sleep if I got sleepy, which I did. Y'all, I slept. Ooh, child. It had rained bad before that. It rained bad when I got off work Tuesday. Then it rained throughout the night, I think. And it had rained like before I left the house. So anyway, took the shower, got ready to go. And I already knew that I still had enough time because it was going to take him like 20 minutes, 25 tops to get to the location. So I was like, all right. It wasn't going to take me that long though. Y'all, I had to set up there and got to the place. So I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, I ain't going to say nothing yet. Might be pulling in. Cool, whatever. I'm waiting. So then it's like 15, 20 minutes past, and I'm like, okay, let me make sure I'm not crazy. Because maybe I said yesterday and didn't realize, maybe I said tomorrow and didn't realize it. Looking at the messages, and I said that particular day in that particular place after work, and he replied, yes, literally 1 minute after he clocked out from work. So I'm like, okay, I'm confused. So eventually, after like 30 minutes passed, I texted him and I was like, am I at the wrong location or something? Like, am I at the wrong part of where this place is? Like, what is, what happened? And so, I've never been there before. I passed by it several times. When I tell you several times, never been there. And for me, if I ever go again, it would probably be to like do other little activities, I guess. And it will be solo activities more than likely, even though I really don't want to be by myself. But if I do, I might take my female friend with me because she might want to do it too. So anyway, so I'm like, maybe I parked somewhere where I wasn't supposed to park and I just don't see him because I'm looking around, don't see his car nowhere. Don't get no response. So I wait a little while longer. And then I was just like, okay, I don't know what's going on here. So in my mind, I'm trying to say to myself, okay, maybe he had an emergency. And as soon as he said, yeah, yes to us still linking up, maybe the wife called him and said that the son was sick or something like that. Maybe that's what it was. So I said, I don't know what's going on, but, after some time left. So first of all, y'all, I ended up having to buy this. I ended up buying this air compressor situation that I can have on hand, right? Because thinking about it now, I think I know why my tire has been doing what it was doing. And so, yeah, I think that because there are people who do not live here that go in the back where I have to put my trash. And I told y'all the steps are rickety. They are supposed to they're rickety to me. I don't like those stairs. I've never liked those stairs, even before they're ended up being a lot of foot traffic. I never liked those steps. I don't like going back there like that. So what I do is I usually put my trash in my car and go back there. I think that when I back in, I've backed it over something where somebody was fixing a car and I don't know why people do that, but people around here don't understand that you can't sit up there and just throw random stuff that you got off of vehicles on the ground, because that essentially can make somebody's tire get burst. You can end up busting somebody's tire, or they get a nail in it and all this. I'm just like, y'all don't understand. And I think that's what it is, because I have never had an issue with tires before. Never. I ain't never had an issue. Even when wintertime comes, and a lot of people up north, they have the tire pressure to go down and they get notifications in their car. I've never had that happen to me ever before in life. Ever. I ain't never had no issue. My tires ain't never look weird, nothing. So I'm like, dang, what is it? And it just dawned on me like the other day. I was like, you know what? It's probably from when I backed in, because I back in almost everywhere. It is what it is. So I was like, it's probably from when I backed in to the trash can, and then I got out and put my trash in the trash, and probably backed over some foolishness that I didn't see, because I usually am pretty good with seeing and whatever. This particular day, it was cloudy, really, really cloudy and kind of dark, so I didn't see. So that was probably what it was. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if that's what it was. So I have an appointment. I got to go get my tire changed out. I ain't got time for this. So after I left the location that we were supposed to go walking at, I ended up going to various parking lots because, first of all, I'm just the type of person where I don't like nobody looking up in my face while I'm doing nothing. Don't look up in my face while I'm eating. Don't look up in my face while I'm talking to somebody. I can't stand that. So I had gotten out of my car. Well, first of all, when I was at the location, I was like, oh, well, let me kill a little bit more time. Maybe, he just running a few minutes late. Maybe he stopped and got gas, whatever. This is what I'm thinking. So I moved away from everybody because there really wasn't even nobody out there. Hallelujah in the name, because that's what I like. That's the type of situation I like. Ain't nobody there. I went over to a vacant spot, vacant area where nobody was at. And so as soon as I got out my car, well, as soon as I was about to get out my car, somebody appeared, just walked by. I was like, man, if you don't get on. Then this dude, I moved again, and I kept looking around. I was like, oh, okay, I can get out. Because what I was going to do, like the little thing, it don't take no more than 2 to 3 minutes tops to fill up a tire. And that particular day, that mug had gotten down to 18 PSI when it's supposed to be 33 PSI. And I'm like, why do I have a slow leak in a brand new tire? This tire is less than 6 months old. I had brand new tires before I got this car. I'm like, baby, don't nobody have time for this. And I don't play that. Like the roads are trash here, but I know how to maneuver trash roads. And I don't be riding fast over the train tracks. And they have little areas where like their sewer area is, the thing is, the top and all that stuff leading down to the ground is way too low. And they have all kinds of divots and crap. I'm just like, I be maneuvering all that though. Like I ain't never played none of that. So, and then when trash in the road or something in the road or whatever, I go around stuff. I don't never drive over nothing unless I know it's an empty grocery bag or something like that. Otherwise, my daddy always taught me don't ever drive over top of nothing because you never know. So anyway, I ain't never had the issue before. So y'all, I really went to like 4 or 5 different parking lots. And every time I'm minding my business, then somebody would appear. Then like one time, man, I went to one parking lot. I was like, oh, okay, I'm good. Ain't nobody right here. As soon as I said that and picked up the compressor, somebody appeared. They had already, I'm like, what? One person had backed in and they went inside of the place that we were at. And then the other person, he had already, while I was looking at them, watching them going inside, because I was like, man, hurry him going on, because I ain't got time for this. He had backed in. I didn't even hear him, and he just was there sitting and looking. And I'm like, y'all, I literally went to like 4 or 5 different parking lots. Eventually, I went to an empty parking lot of a place that doesn't open until like after 10 or 11 a.m. or something like that. And I was like, if somebody pop up over here, I'm going to be so done. Luckily nobody did, and I still, watched my surroundings because I don't trust nobody. And like I said, it didn't take but like 2-3 minutes for it to fill up. I was so happy. I was like, hallelujah. That was my first time actually trying it out so that I could, figure out how to do it myself for those moments when the wintertime does hit and I really might need something like that. And they, for whatever reason, it's like places are phasing out having the air pumps at the different gas stations and stuff. And I'm like, why? Like, y'all might as well keep it done. I don't mind paying that $2-3 or whatever I gotta pay. Like, but now I got my own little thing. So as long as I keep it charged, I ain't gotta, and then it don't even matter because if the battery isn't charged, I can plug it up to the, cigarette lighter situation or whatever. So whatever. Y'all. So after all that was done, I turned my little, I said my information. I was about to say my Wi-Fi, then I said my information. I turned on my mobile data so that I can check and see, if there was a response, letting me know that there was an emergency. He hadn't opened up the messages, hadn't said nothing. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to be positive. Maybe something really did happen with his son and it's an emergency. Y'all, I got home, right? Because after I finally found a place where I could fill up my tire, I went home and I was like, okay, y'all get online. He online. Just there. Ain't said nothing to me, then hopped online. and didn't read my messages, didn't go back and look at nothing. I was like, okay, you online, but you Johnny on spot on the line, but you ain't where you supposed to be when we were supposed to go walking. What is actually going on? You seem to be perfectly fine now. You ain't said nothing. You didn't give me no heads up. Like, gas is high, and I done got up. I actually deprived myself of some sleep because I was like, oh, okay, let me make sure I'm up and send this message because I want to make sure. And I don't trust my own self. Sometimes I be sleeping good, y'all. That's why my hair wrapped up now. All of this toe down, all of it. I be sleeping too good. I be sleeping hard as I don't know what. No matter what is on my head, it's still gonna be toe down. So anyway, I still ain't said nothing. So then later on that day or the next day, he finally opened the messages. Ain't never say nothing. Now, my last message to him was, I don't know what I did to upset you or whatever is going on, but I apologize if I did something wrong. Whatever. He ain't say nothing. Still ain't said nothing. So Thursday come, that's his Friday. And so I'm at home, and then eventually I gotta get ready to go to sleep and wind down for work. And then Friday comes. Now, he was assigned to work Friday and today. So coincidentally, he in my department. Now, that's not his department anymore. He's in my department doing a completely different job. But he at the meeting, though. At the meeting, ain't say a word, didn't do like he normally do when he see me. Like, he will be in his whole meeting somewhere else. He will be in his meeting because he works in a completely different department than me. And he'll go off from there, try to talk to me. After the meeting over, come and try to talk to me some more. But you actually in my meeting with me, and they said, hey, about nothing. Still ain't explained what's going on. Did the same thing today. Y'all excuse me. Did the exact same thing again today. And I'm like, oh, what's really going on? I'm confused. So tell me why I told one of my friends what's going on. She was like, girl, he probably found somebody else and now he trying to act all funny. And I'm like, but he literally just said all these things. Even though I'm not, interested in a relationship, it's like, why I say all this? And my thing is, you can have a woman, you can have whoever, you can do whatever you do. Get you some sexcapades going on. Do whatever you gonna do without me. But at the same time, you over here talking about, if nothing else, at the end of the day, we still friends. I still go on outings and stuff with my friends, or at least I'm gonna start back, because I'm trying to open myself back up to being out in the streets and all this other stuff, but not for real. But I'm just saying, if we're friends, then we should be able to do that. But anyway, y'all, I couldn't hold that in no more. I had to go ahead and tell y'all what foolishness that went down. Ciao. Bye.